Well, I'm gonna talk to this dummy. Hey, what's up? Want to hear some shitty fanfiction? Hi!
We're back. It's been a while, sorry about that. I was too busy making songs about dicks and butts, so...
Congratulations.
Now, we're going to play some Undertale, and by we, I mean Opie's taking over this time.
Yay!
Yeah, because I played the game a few times, but she hasn't yet. She knows the story, and that's going to help her, because while she's playing, I'm going to be reading some shitty fanfiction. Woo!
Not just any shitty fanfiction. Your own.
Well...
What?
There's something you don't know. A few days ago, I typed up in Google papyrus spaghetti fanfiction.
Oh no!
And that I know of, there are 5 of these things.
No!
That I know of. Meaning there are more.
I'm supposed to... Oh god!
Yes. We are both completely clueless because I've only skimmed them, and she has no fucking clue what's in them. So this is going to be an adventure.
We're eating spaghetti!
We are eating spaghetti. This is an Undertale night.
Oh.
And once the guilt of making fun of some well-intentioned fanfiction eats away at me, then I'll read mine. But not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Alright, so let's get to it.
Woo! Gotta read some. Okay. Just let me know when you start, and we will start. It's under papyrus stuff.
And... starting.
Woo!
What?
What? Time to... Okay, gotta reset.
Technical edition. A name has already been chosen. Sure. Okay.
Have you... Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, right, the red. Okay, cool. So...
There we go. Alright.
And she starts. The first fanfiction is called No More Canoodling by Calibrate Your Puzzles. Summary.
That's interesting.
A pasta heart and a basil eye. I can't bear to see my lover cry. This is gonna be great. Papyrus looked at the pasta. The pasta gazed back. Senpai, the pasta stammered. Why are you looking at me like that? Papyrus did not know what to say. All his life he had cherished the allure of spaghetti, the way it elegantly curved as it cooked, the way the sauce glistened in the dim kitchen light, the way the noodles wiggled slightly on the plate when he wiggled the plate slightly. But today, he was not feeling like himself. For the first time in his life, Papyrus did not want to eat spaghetti for dinner. Spaghetti-kun, he whispered. This is all my fault. I crafted you with love and fervor, but... He looked away. He could not handle the sad way the pasta hugged itself from all directions, staring at him in confusion. Guilt ate at the skeleton's ribs the way he should have been eating this culinary delight. I led you on, he continued. I gave you false hope that you would be consumed, but I... His voice cracked a little. I, the great Papyrus, have failed to deliver your dreams to you, or your tasty wheat-based products to my insides. The noodles gasped lightly. Papyrus-senpai, what are you saying? Papyrus shut his eyes. The pain of his own betrayal ran across his face. I did not feel the same way you feel about me, Spaghetti-kun. I'm terribly sorry for leading you on. The pasta dish barely choked back a sob. Don't feel regretty. Be friends with Spaghetti? The pasta offered pitifully. No, the tall skeleton rasped. It cannot be so! The pasta, defeated, somehow managed to look even more limp than before. That is, until Papyrus suddenly grabbed the plate and lifted it from the counter. The pasta would have stiffened in fear if it was physically possible. Senpai, what are you doing? They pleaded. I have no other choice. This must be our final goodbye. A new resolve had taken hold in Papyrus's voice, and a shadow darkened his face. The spaghetti did not like where it was going. This is the most difficult thing I ever had to do, but I promise it hurts me more than it hurts you. Papyrus, wait! Spaghetti-kun beckoned fearfully. Papyrus was holding the dish over the sink, a single tear rolling down his cheekbone. Sobs emanated from the pasta in full force. Please, Papyrus whispered, don't cry because I won't eat you. After all, I don't even have a stomach. He tipped the noodles into the drain. Goodbye. He flipped on the garbage disposal. He shut his eye sockets tightly, trying vainly to focus on the mechanical whirring instead of the noodles' desperate wails. When the last tendril of spaghetti finally slipped down the drain, he let this plate fall out of his hand with a clatter. Shudders racked his bones, and he fell to his knees, sobbing and clutching at the counter for support. Memories from half an hour ago flashed in his mind. The way the sauce had simmered, the way the noodles clung shyly to the bottom of the pot he drained the water. The pot as he drained the water. The way the steam had curled invitingly into the air, and had led all to this. He, the great Papyrus, had become something terrible. The days of canoodling were over. He had become an imposter. As he cried, his vision darkened, his grip on the counter slackened, his voice began to fade. Papyrus fell into a grief-induced slumber. He regretted his decisions. Author's note. This is it. This is what I made an archive, I don't remember the name, 03 whatever account for. So, Ophi. What do you think?
I almost lost it.
Which part? Regretted or impasta?
No, when the pasta was like, can we be friends?
Be friends with spaghetti. Oh, there's 4 more.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm gonna talk to this dummy. Hey, what's up? Wanna hear some shitty fanfiction?
So dummy, wanna talk? Papyrus X Spaghetti by W2F even is this.
Do they fuck? Is he gonna fuck the spaghetti?
I don't know yet. I haven't read any of these. Like, this is my first time reading all of these. Papyrus loves spaghetti. Maybe a little bit too much. Oh dear. Papyrus walked into his room, staring at the spaghetti on his race car bed. He takes a plastic dick out and puts it on himself. The skeleton walks over to the bed. Now to seduce it, Papyrus thought. He kisses it and whispers to the spaghetti, "I love you." Papyrus then inserts his plastic cock into the spaghetti. He moans and thrusts it hard, the sauce of the spaghetti going everywhere on his bed. Papyrus fucks the spaghetti until it gets exhausted. If Papyrus wasn't just a skeleton, he would have came all over the place. Papyrus takes off the dick and goes out of his room, noticing that Sans was in the doorway the whole time snickering. The end. Sans was listening to him fuck spaghetti.
Alright, hold on. Let's analyze this situation, shall we? Hold on a second, Toriel. One moment. Go, Mom.
So to recap,
he walked into his room and the spaghetti was already on his bed waiting.
Yes, on his race car bed. Because he's such a winner.
Right. He's such a winner. And then he just pulls out a plastic out of nowhere.
Yep.
Just thin air, plastic dick.
Probably out of his sternum.
And then he straps it on. Did he even strap it on?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. He puts it on himself. Yeah.
Okay, so and then he fucks a pile of spaghetti.
Yes. And if he wasn't a skeleton, he would have came all over the place.
And he just walks out afterwards. No big deal. And his brother's standing there watching and laughing. His brother is, 1, standing there watching. 2, just listening and just laughing.
Yes. Keep in mind that Sans never took off the dick, I don't think. Yeah, he did take off the dick.
Papyrus? Yeah, he took it off.
Or Papyrus, yeah.
And Papyrus just walks by.
Yep.
Does anybody else feel like this isn't the first time, or...
I'm pretty sure Sans has a camera installed in his room. I mean, spoilers, he was smart enough to make a time machine. So...
I'm scared. I don't even...
You're not hungry anymore?
I'm gonna eat my bread.
spaghetti. Woo! Alright. Story number 3. Yeah, it keeps going. Papyrus's Spaghetti Tales by Gourmet Garbage.
This one has chapters.
This one is from Wattpad, so I think it was like, you know how people add to the story, I think?
Oh.
Yeah, so I think there's only one chapter so far. I can only find one chapter.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright, this will
Summary.
be a gem.
Oh yeah, it has Metaton in it. That's the first word.
I'm
Metaton.
okay.
Yep. Summary. Papyrus gets too deep with his love for pasta. Ha ha! Author's note. So when I started this, it was meant to be a joke, as you can see by the whole Metaton pulling up Pap's shirt thing. Oh no.
I'm sorry.
But then I made a second part and a third, and I want to write a fourth part, and so this is happening now. Okay, so there is more than one part. Then where the fuck is it? I'll find it. I'll find it later.
Oh. Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
Alright, chapter 1. Chapter text. Metaton pulls up Papyrus's cool dude embellished crop top to reveal not what he expected. Ribs, sternum, and parts of backbone. Where's the rest of it? Were you expecting something other than bones? I'm a skeleton. He actually was expecting something else. What was it? I was expecting spaghetti. If Papyrus could make any other facial movement other than his constant smile, it'd be along the lines of the frog-like beast he saw the other day. If you wanted spaghetti, you could have asked. I mean, who doesn't want spaghetti from Master Chef Papyrus? Pap grabs his robot friend and carries him to the kitchen, where he dumps the leg calculator into a deep pot full to the brim with spaghetti, only slightly edible. I'm sorry.
Did he say leg calculator?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't read that wrong. Leg calculator into a deep pot filled to the brim with spaghetti, only slightly edible. Okay, first of all, where did you get the pot big enough for Metaton to fit in? He's a big dude. He's big. He's like a wider, he's the same height as Dr. Alphys, but he's wider. So how? Whatever. Metaton, maybe he's Metaton X?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay. Metaton tried fighting it, but the noodles were tangled around his limbs, and his crap's batteries were short-circuiting due to the large amount of sauce pouring into his wiring. Metaton's last gesture to the world was a middle finger pointed wherever Alphys was, as he stirred into the pot, never to be seen again. There's a part 2. Hey bro, I'm back from Grillby's. Did you make more spaghetti? Oh, this is Sans. Hey bro, I'm back from Grillby's. Did you make more spaghetti? Sans looked down at the plate of spaghetti on the table. It looked like the usual, beautiful, but inedible, but seemed to be glittering a bit. And what was that wire? Sans looked at the plate for a little longer before shrugging and walking up to his room. Maybe one day he'll make it edible. The end. You're like noodles, wrong you're. Papyrus X Reader. Yes. 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 It was one afternoon. You were pretty much fed up with Papyrus's awful cooking. He's doing his best, you know that to be true, but it's still uneditable. Hey Paps, come into the kitchen for a moment, you call to him. Yes! It's in capitals for some reason. He pops his head in with a confident smile. Hey, can I teach you a few things? Some things to know when you're making pasta? You say this kindly not to offend the great Papyrus. He happily marched over to you and smiled, looking so keen about making spaghetti. You got out the pasta and he watched you curiously, seeming to take every movement you made to permanent memory. So what do you cook it at? You ask him with a sweet tone. So what do you cook it at? Oh, okay, the temperature. So what do you cook it at? You ask him in a sweet tone. High? He responded, sounding nervous. He did it wrong. Oh, Papyrus. You turned to him with a soft expression. Papyrus, you speak softly. Yes! He seems nervous, looking at his feet. You're so tense. You're so tense. I'm not telling you you're doing it all wrong. I'm giving you tips. You gently place your hand on his cheekbone, and he blushes dark. Yeah! His expression lights up. What? Okay. You giggled a little, and he smiled softly. He reached out and touched your hair with a bony finger. Huh. You paused for a moment, letting him touch your hair. Your hair reminds me of Undine's. Silky. Stays together. He seemed to soften up. That's so creepy. The water boiled over with a hiss, and he's just snapping back to reality. You quietly put the noodles in and he watched it closely. Undine. Well, she's, never been fond of humans. But I really do think you would like her. When she's not in a killing mood. Papyrus seemed happy. Because I like you. So I think she will too. Pap says this with a small blush. You find yourself turning pink too. While the noodles cooled, Papyrus began talking about Sans and stories from when they were little. He spoke of Undine a lot too. Time skip brought to you by Greater Dog. It was after a long talk and the noodles had finished. You and Papyrus were sitting on the couch. Sans said he would be home late, so if you want to stay a bit longer, I, the great Papyrus, will entertain the lovely human, he said with a blush, his bones rattling a little. You giggle and smile. Papyrus, you're funny. Wrong you're! You smiled at him. Wheel, my brother always said, I had a funny bone. Jesus fucking Christ. He chuckled. He smiled, resting against the bony teen. Okay. You looked up and your face was close to his and you moved up suddenly. You hear a door. The bone zone is closed! Sans slams the door, his eyes lit up. Sans, stop! Papyrus explained. And that's where it ends.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What?
Like, my reading's getting progressively worse because I'm getting more and more confused.